Okay, so a few things I want to do today. Actually, quite a few things I want to do today, but number one, I want to kind of get out of my shell, get out of my comfort zone, and use some techniques that I don't use a lot. Um, this season, especially, I've really been kind of habitually sticking to a shaky head and a 6-inch power worm. It's been working, but I would like to kind of broaden my horizons a little bit. So I'm going to use a drop shot rig paired up with a Senko and fish that wacky style. I don't use this a lot, and I never have. I don't. It just looks silly to me, but I know it works. I've seen a lot of videos of people throwing wacky style. They do really well, so I know it works. I just haven't put in the time and effort into making it work for myself. So that's one of the first things I want to do today. I'll get to the other things later. Let's see if this works first.
So, doing a little follow up from fishing yesterday. Um, Cameras died a little early on me. Not really a big deal. Shortly after that, my phone died. Again, not that big of a deal. But then, as I was about to leave, the battery on the boat kind of got fried. So I was stuck out on the water for a while. But I did manage to get the batteries swapped and made it home. And all things considered, it was still a pretty good night of fishing. Um, Set out to really kind of get out of my comfort zone, use a technique that I don't use very often. And it worked out pretty well. In the video, it doesn't look like much. It just kind of looks like I'm fishing, maybe doing something that I do all the time. But it was really more than that to me. It was building confidence in something that I just don't use, which as a fisherman is a big step. Becoming comfortable with another type of lure or another setup or something slightly different, that can make a big difference in the long run, especially when the bite kind of slows down or shuts down. Even you have one more technique, or one more trick up your sleeve that you can try to get things going again. So, just a few things about the drop shot technique with the Senko rigged wacky style. Effective, obviously. One thing I didn't like about it was how often I lost the worm. Pretty much every fish that I caught shook the worm off. And obviously, with a drop shot hook, small hook, you're more likely to lose the worm. But I almost went through 2 full bags in 2.5, 3 hours of fishing. That seems like a lot. Maybe I'm hooking it wrong, or maybe I'm not doing it quite right, but that seems like an awful lot of worms to go through in a couple of hours. The other issue that I had a few times was the extra line from the hook that goes down to the weight. It would get tangled up pretty easily when the fish is flopping around on the bottom of the boat, or when you're fighting it in. It just creates a lot of knots, which it's probably just something you're gonna have to deal with when you're using that drop shot technique. Really, other than that, not much to say. It was a good night. Not everything went quite according to plan, but we put fish in the boat with a new technique, and like I said, a successful day of getting out of my shell and trying something new. So look forward to taking on the next thing that I haven't tried.